What's up, guys? Come on inside. You see the new intro. You see the thumbnail.
Y'all see the t-shirts.
And y'all see the merch. Today, we are talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, before we get into that, we should probably introduce ourselves. My name is Ed. This is Marissa, and this is Distinct Critics. And this is our opinions about this movie. By all means, join us in the comments down below what you guys think about this film. Let's just get straight into it. Marissa, can you tell us about the plot?
A listless Wade Wilson toils away in civilian life with his days as the morally flexible mercenary Deadpool behind him. But when his homeworld faces an existential threat, Wade must reluctantly suit up again with an even more reluctant Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine was like the comic book pleasure nobody knew that they needed. Attention to detail, scintillating, gourmet. What a good movie to end the week off. Well, almost end the week off. Ed, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Marissa, I actually really loved this film. I thought it was hilarious. There was gags after gags, and while I was really shocked on some of the jokes that they said, it was refreshing to see in the MCU. We haven't had a movie this exciting in quite some time. Probably No Way Home, Spider-Man, but it was good to see. It was good seeing Deadpool and Wolverine collaborating together, where we thought that Hugh Jackman's last performance would be Logan. It was good to see him come back in the MCU because we knew he really wanted to all these years later, being that Fox owned all the X-Men franchise and stuff like that. So it was cool seeing them all come together and finally in the MCU where they belong. The action was there. It was really gory. Lots of cameos, lots of hidden things in the movies where, like, if you weren't looking, you might just miss it. For myself, I know I'm going to go back to see this a second time just to see those things that I might have missed myself. But yeah, I think the majority of people are going to love this film. Myself, this film does a great job doing fan service, and I'm one of those Marvel comic book geeks. So it was perfect for me, but I want to know your thoughts because you're much more of the casual fan, the casual viewer, not knowing too much about Marvel. Did you have the same experience, even though you didn't, necessarily catch on to some Easter eggs they might have been showing?
Ed, I am just a casual Marvel fan, and I did miss some things. I was in the movie theater, and there were some parts where people were awing at and clapping at, and I was over here like head in the clouds, like, what is everyone clapping at? Like, what's going on? But besides that, I still watch a lot of Marvel movies. I may not put them all connected and stuff like that, but I thought this movie was amazing. Like I said, it was gourmet. Like, they did such a good job. The chemistry between Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds was phenomenal to me. Phenomenal. And the one thing that I can really appreciate was that the MCU brought Wolverine's cowl to the big screen, and comic book accurate uniforms kind of came, super suits, you name it, all the appreciation to the MCU that they brought that to the big screen versus the comic books. Yes, I've read some comic books and watched some of the movies, so put them all together. Also, one thing too that I really wanted to talk about, because I have to bring it up or I'll forget, was another star in this movie. And this time it was not a cat, because we've had 2 reviews where I talked about a cat. This time it was a dog, and his name, or her name, Mary Poppins, Dogpool, the star.
The star of the show.
I'm sorry, took Ryan Reynolds right out. Like,
look, there's a few scenes with Dogpool where I feel like it lasts so long. It makes you so uncomfortable, but it's also so adorable at the same time.
It is. Like I was saying, I can't sit here and talk about connections between different Marvel movies. I did see Logan, so I did see the connection between Logan and them, and bringing back Hugh Jackman and bringing him into the MCU, just like you said, I think is phenomenal, especially for him.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good ties to Logan as well. They've said before the film came out that this won't impact the Logan timeline, so that is safe and sound where he is supposed to be. And I think they did that pretty well, being that he died in Logan. That's no spoiler. But yeah, I think overall I really, really enjoyed the film. I will say, maybe like just nitpicking at things, I thought the villain of the film, they were okay. They weren't like overly scary or anything like that, or big and bad. And also, there, for me, the jokes, while I did love like 90% of them, I think towards the end of the film I was kind of tired of like laughing all the time, and that's so hard to say. But overall, I thought it was a really, really good put together film.
Were you tired of laughing because you felt that it was getting a little draggy, or did you think that the jokes were just
That
too
might have
much
been
and
it.
being pushed out?
A little bit of both. Like for the MCU, we've been saying that we want an R-rated film for so long, and I feel like they went way left field, and turned the notch up like 120,000%, with the jokes, and I love them all, and I think that's perfect for this film. Maybe the next film, when it comes to R-rated, you can dial back some of those jokes, just because I think it was a little bit of both, where a lot of jokes and the time of the film towards the end started to catch up to me.
All right. I loved the jokes. The jokes that didn't go over my head. I absolutely loved the jokes. I thought that it was the right amount. I do, I guess, understand a little bit of how you're saying near the end it might be a little bit too much, might be a little bit too draggy. Kind of compiled it all together, like they're just trying to like force them out. Like the writers got a piece of paper, and you're right, and they're like, here we go, like Kevin Hart and everyone else, please help us write all these. Like I don't know, but I think overall it was great to watch. Everything was where it should have been. But I do have to ask, Ed, whose team are you on? Are you on Team Wolverine or are you on Team Deadpool?
I mean, for me, it's easily Team Wolverine.
What?
Okay, all right. So I feel like you're Team Deadpool.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I mean Wolverine. Like, I mean, it's Hugh Jackman. We've been seeing this character for 20 plus years. He finally gets his moment. He's so ruthless. He is unhinged in this film. And while this movie was originally called Deadpool 3, they changed the title to Deadpool and Wolverine because this movie shows his background story just as much as it is a Deadpool film. And I just really loved what they brought to this film, for his character specifically. But you said you're on Team Deadpool. Tell me why you're on Team Deadpool.
I chose Deadpool mainly because, one, I just love Ryan Reynolds. I think he's funny. I think he's witty. He brings the character to life, and I think that's something that really makes me invested into his character. Like, he knows how to play Deadpool well, and he plays it to the extreme. And on top of that, I love how Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. Like, that is my hugest thing. He's one of the few characters that has broken the fourth wall, right? And it just makes it so much more personable when I'm in the movie theater and he's talking about things that are actually happening in real life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I know that too.
They do a really good job at respecting the audience's intelligence. But overall, I really did like this film. I'm going to give it a recommend easily. Marissa, what do you say about this film?
I think this film was fantastic, and I think everyone should go in the movie theater and watch this above rated R age.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, brother. This is a Disney film, but this is a rated R film for sure. But most importantly, we want to know what you guys have to say about this film. If you liked it, you didn't, whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments down below.
And if you have any other suggestions on any other movies you'd like us to review, please leave a comment down below so we can turn your idea into reality.
And thank you guys so much for joining us today on Distant Critics.
Thanks.